Welcome to episode 6 of Dink About It podcast. Dave is going to join us soon. He's finding his phone, but we have a new guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm Alex. You can call me Big Joe, Puff Joe, because I always wear puffers. But yeah, nice to meet y'all.
And what's your DUPR?
DUPR, I would say 3.4, but I would like to say I'm unrated because I'm going to delete my DUPR account.
Okay, that's a good topic actually for later. Would you delete your DUPR?
Would I delete my DUPR? Yes. And
Do you think it's cheating to delete your DUPR?
Sometimes it can't be your fault for your DUPR to be as low as it should be. But at the same time, I think it's okay to delete it and just grind your way up. I don't know. It goes both ways.
Okay, let's say a person is 3.5, but they think they're pretty confident they're 4.0, and delete it one time, they get another score of 3.5 again, and they delete it another time. Do you think?
I think they shouldn't delete it again. They should just
you
try
think one
grind.
deletion is the max, or?
Like, you can delete it again, but you're gonna be 3.5.
Yeah.
I feel like until you actually get 4.0, there's no point in being delusional that you're 4.0. Like, you can delete it, but don't expect to play in another tourney without training or anything and expect to be 4.0. Do you think deleting your DUPR is cheating?
Cheating in what aspect?
Like, is it a cheat move to delete your DUPR?
No.
Okay, and then do you think it's fair for, like, let's say you're a 3.5, you think you're 4.0, so you delete your DUPR, you play another tourney, and you end up 3.5 again. Then do you think they should delete it or keep it?
Keep it. At that point, keep it.
So you think over one deletion, you're delusional?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
easily.
Yes.
Okay. But what if there's another bad tournament? Your partner messed up. How many deletions do you need?
I'm about to be at 2 after today.
So yeah, the question is, how many deletions before you're delusional?
I'd say 3 is max, bro. At that point, you just gotta realize, like, this is not it. Like,
Yeah.
That's fair
I said
enough.
3 is fair. I mean, I think
3
you're
is the
still
limit.
delusional after 1, but 3 is fair.
Okay, so I can go first. So I started playing at the Lifetime little clinics. I started at like a 3.4. Then they're kind of bad, so I kept on winning, and I got to probably like a 4.0 something. Then I started playing some actual tournaments because at Lifetime, like they just target your partner the whole time, and then you lose it pretty easily. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll stop. I got to 4.0 and then started playing real tournaments, and now I'm like a 4.8 something.
Right, you know.
So I didn't have to delete mine, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you grind your way up and
I don't like the Lifetime things. They
I
boost
agree.
a lot of people, and it gets to their head.
Yeah, I think Lifetime definitely boosts your DUPR.
I agree.
That being said, do you think, let's say you're actually a 4.0, but your DUPR is like 3.5, do you think you should just go to Lifetime, boost it a bunch, and then
No.
instead of deleting
No,
it?
I think tournaments is like a great experience, and like there's always better comp at tournaments.
No, my thing is, like, if you're really 4.0, go play a 3.5 tourney and win.
Yeah,
Right? If you're
that's
really
true.
4.0, then you can, like, you should easily
Yeah, that
be
is
winning
very
that,
true.
right?
Yep, I agree.
So that's why I don't understand why people are like, oh, my DUPR is so deflated. But then you go play a 4.5 tourney and you lose. So clearly it's not deflated. But I feel like there's a lot of people who think like that.
So I guess what you're saying is people should just play whatever their DUPR is, and then if they win, they win.
Yeah,
And
like-
just stop trying to cheat their way up.
Yeah, if you're really good enough, like, if someone who's actually 5.0 went to a 4.5 or like 4.0 tourney, but like they don't have a DUPR yet, right? But they're actually 5.0 skill level, then it'll show, right? And if the other way is true too. Like, if you're really 3.5 and you go play a 4.5 expecting to be like whatever, you're gonna lose.
Gonna get cooked.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you're good, you're gonna win. If you're bad, you're going to lose.
So you're basically saying you should never delete your DUPR.
That was my mindset going into it. Like, I feel like everyone who gets their DUPR the first time, they always think they're better than what their DUPR is, right? But in my mindset, I was like, if I just win, my DUPR's gonna go up. So there's no point in stressing about it.
I think that is true because, like, if you play one tournament and you get a deflated DUPR, like if you just play the next time, your score is gonna be very variable. So you're gonna go up a lot if you win again. So I think I agree.
That's true.
Technically, you don't need to delete your duper, unless maybe you have like a bunch of games from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can delete it.
Because I know they did that. They did like a random thing where they added a bunch of old matches. But I feel like a lot of people benefited from those. Like I don't think anyone went down.
You never go down from those. You only go up. But I'm just saying, maybe you have like you were like a 3-3 like back in 2018 or something. You haven't played until now. Maybe you can delete yours.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's valid.
What is the ideal first paddle for a beginner?
All right. So my first paddle was like a helium, like Amazon paddle, like one of those very cheap ones. I think you shouldn't start with that, honestly, unless you're playing with like 4 other pure beginners with the same exact paddle. Because what I noticed was some people would just like slice the ball super hard and then it would just like slide off my paddle. So it's not even like the true, like, how it actually plays, like when you have like a decent paddle.
I would say for me, I started off with a Vactic Pro.
So a pretty solid.
Solid paddle. It's about $100, so it's pretty affordable. It's not like anything like the CRBN or the Paddle Techs. It'll be in your range for your budget, and I would say like the grit was good. It had good control, and it's a very good paddle to begin with.
Yeah, I think that was my second paddle. I got a Vactic Pro Flash or whatever. But yeah, I think that's a good starting point. But that being said, when I first started, I was like, I don't want to spend any money on pickleball,
Yeah.
So how do you convince a beginner who is interested in pickleball but doesn't actually want to spend $100 plus?
I think a good way to get rid of to like when you said like you don't want to spend that much money or you don't want to spend any money is like demoing paddles is a good way to get around that. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of shops and stuff, or even friends. You can demo like a friend's paddle and see how good it is. And depending on like if you want to get into pickleball more or not, you'll put more money into it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like I think all the beginners shouldn't even buy a paddle to begin with. Like before they played, Just borrow your friend's paddle when you're playing and then see what you like. Hopefully there's some friends that have like budget paddles, not all like Gen 4,
3S's, stuff like that.
So that being said, I think you could probably get a decent paddle under $100 nowadays with all the paddles coming out.
Yeah.
So I think my advice to a beginner is basically just spend like something close to maybe a little bit less than 100 and just get a decent at least Gen 2 paddle and then start with that if you cannot demo it from someone else first. But do not use like a helium $20 paddle or anything like that.
Even Target has the Selkirk paddles now, like the very beginner Selkirk paddles.
Selkirk sucks.
I actually don't think I don't think you should buy those. I don't think it's worth it.
But yeah, I wasted probably 2.5 months playing with like a $20 paddle, and it doesn't really correlate to real game.
Then do you have a specific example of a paddle brand that has the good a good budget paddle, like a specific brand?
I mean, I'm not too caught up with the paddle market nowadays. I think 11.6 always has those like $90 paddle. Vactic probably has a $90 paddle.
6-0 quarts.
Oh yeah, the 6-0.
6-0 quarts is a very good beginner paddle.
There's probably even more budget options than that, honestly, because those are already like big brands, so they're probably marketing up for like some type of marketing.
But I think those are the best. Like it's the most worth it. I feel if you go to
what are those paddles called? Fridays, right?
I actually don't like those paddles.
They look so nasty.
Yeah.
Not even the look. I played with one. I think easily like a Vactic or 6-0, 11.6.
I like Vatics until I snapped it in half.
Like big name brands are big name for a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think if the person is very interested in pickleball, they should just go ahead and buy the top tier paddles, like a True Foam, like Paddle Tech, like Yola, Gen 4, whatever it's called?
We should demo it first. Yeah,
demo it
like
first.
we said earlier, you should demo it, and if
they like it, do you think they should just buy it, even though it's like they're like their first few weeks playing, or do you think they should just wait until they actually like pickleball?
If they got it like that.
I mean, it's their money. I think
Yeah,
it's
personal preference.
Yeah, personal preference.
Yeah.
Do you think it would save them time playing with that right away than starting with like a paddle and switching it over?
Yeah,
Saving
yeah.
money too?
Yeah.
So you think
I
they should-
wasted a lot of money on like beginner paddles, in my opinion. I didn't think I'd get into pickleball as much as I am now, but I did waste about like $200, $250 just buying beginner paddles over and over.
So you think they should, depending on the beginner, they should already just buy the expensive paddle, most expensive paddles,
Yeah.
like on the market that are good.
If they really think they're gonna be, I mean, I guess yeah. Even if I think it's worth the investment, but it depends on what brand you buy and stuff with.
I feel like it's better just to grow into the paddle.
Yeah.
Like just literally buy a paddle you can grow into and keep for a long time.
And like it probably saves them more money because it's not the paddle's fault anymore because you got the most expensive paddles, so
and
now it's really you.
That being said, if that's our advice, then does pickleball have like a $200-$300 like entry costs to get like the best experience?
No, because there's people in Africa that play with like wooden paddles,
I feel like
and
that
they
goes
still
along
have a
with
lot
all
of fun.
sports. Like just to throw along like basketball for a certain reason. Like if you want to play in a good tournament, you don't want to use an outdoor ball for indoor facility. You're not gonna wear track.
Well, I
like,
think it's
running
more
shoes,
so the
you know?
shoes for basketball, right?
I mean, yeah, like-
do you have to buy the most expensive LeBrons, or can you buy some budget like basketball
No,
shoes?
but like
Like you don't want to wear shacks.
Some shacks.
I don't like how like tennis, right? Probably the most comparable sport to pickleball. If I buy a $280 racket in tennis, other than the strings, that racket can last me forever. So it's worth it. But then the paddles, they don't last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's gonna definitely increase your experience like in like how well you play type of sense, but if you're like just there to have fun, I don't think it's necessary.
I agree with that. If you want to take pickleball serious, then yeah, it will definitely help
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
But
I think that they should probably get that budget, a solid budget paddle, and then they can play with it, and then they'll probably still get decent. And then when they decide to get it, they still have another like you still need a backup paddle, so they have a backup paddle at least. So I don't think it's too bad to buy the budget paddle first, and then once you're serious, you can, because not everyone's going to want a power paddle anyways. They might want the other, they might want a true foam instead of like a power, or they might want a power
wide
instead of
body,
a,
or a
so
wide
they won't
body.
know right away like what they actually like. Probably actually.
I
Now
think,
that I think about it.
best case is just demo.
Yeah.
I think that's best case.
But agree to disagree with this. A beginner, you don't even know that much stuff about paddles. So I feel like demoing can confuse them a little bit too. It's like a straight up beginner walking to a store. Like you tell them the basic stuff of like Gen 2, Gen 1, Gen 3, thermal forming. They're gonna look at you like very confused. Like, say like, I work at a shop, not to name any names, but like, the priority is when they walk in, we just want to give them a paddle where they can grow into. Where it's an easy learning curve and they're gonna stick with this for a while. Like you have a beginner walk into a store, you're like, demo this, demo this, demo this. Here's a power paddle, here's a control paddle, here's an awkward paddle. They're not gonna know what's the difference.
So just give all of them. Give all of them to, like genuinely just give all of them to them. Why not?
I just feel like that's gonna confuse them.
No,
so
because I think I wasted so much time and money switching around paddles when I first started. Just because
But
I
the
didn't
thing
know
is-
I didn't know
Yeah,
any
that
better.
being said, I think you should commit to one paddle,
But the thing is,
and
you
then
have
you can.
like certain like.
But
I'm
then I
talking
realized like a month into it, I'm like, yo, I don't like this paddle. So if I had the opportunity to demo a bunch of the
But yeah, I think
paddles
demo's
at
always.
first-
But even when you're a very beginner,
like a very
like
no
first weekend.
tennis background, no nothing, no knowledge about any sport
yeah,
besides
I
stepping
think
in.
that's best case, right? Because then they can just figure out what like, give them a week with all the paddles, and then they'll eventually figure out what they like. I think the variety is always best case. 'Cause for me, like,
well, yeah,
I
they have,
just
they have
waste
the
so much
option
time.
to have a whole bag full of demo paddles.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I'd rather like what? Let's say it's like $10-15 to demo them for a week. That's better than spending whatever investing into it and you're like, oh, I don't like it.
So yeah, I think I personally never demoed a paddle, but I think that's actually a very good idea. Maybe your friends' paddles if you want to be more budget friendly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a solid idea. Maybe even when you first start, unless you're like playing by yourself, I'm sure your friends will have like paddles that you can borrow.
Yeah.
They don't care about. Just use those to start with, and then maybe once you get a hang of pickleball, maybe playing for like a couple of weeks, a month, maybe, depending how often you play. But then you can decide, oh, do I want to go more control, more power, more all court, and then different shapes.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe the advice is don't even buy a paddle and just borrow your friends from the very, very beginning.
One thing I'm wondering about y'all's opinion is ball preference, more specifically like Vulcan balls that are used for PPA versus other balls.
I mean, the only time I play with Vulcan balls, honestly, are like PPA tournaments and or just tournaments that use Vulcan balls for whatever reason. My preference in ball is the Lifetime ball, actually. I think the durability is really good on that ball, and it plays pretty fast and consistent, in my opinion. I don't really see any like
Weird bounces.
So I think that's actually like the best ball I ever played with.
I agree, but I do think the Vulcan ball definitely plays the fastest. It's kind of similar to a core almost, I feel like.
I haven't played with the core, I don't think, but yeah, I like the Vulcan ball. When I was playing singles, we were playing with Vulcan ball, and I was like returning everything like deep and fast. And then in one of the matches, they switched it to Selkirk, and I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. And then instantly my returns were like in the middle of the court, and I was like, dang. So I lost like first 4 points or something because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't like.
I like the Vulcan better than Selkirk, at least like back to back playing with them.
Yeah, I think overall Lifetime might be the best.
Lifetime might be the best.
Speed and durability and like the consistent bounces. I don't think it gets better than the Lifetime ball.
I have never seen a Lifetime ball crack. I only saw a Lifetime ball crack once.
Well, I see them split open. I don't see them crack though.
Yeah, like they literally split right down the middle,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me.
But
That being said, we've been playing with the Hack Pickleball right here.
Oh,
It has
wow.
pickle holes.
What's your opinion on that, Kevin?
I personally think they're solid. I think that they're pretty durable. It has pickles as the holes. So at first I thought it was just like a gimmick or whatever, or like a, funny ball. But it plays decent. I would actually like drill with it because it seems pretty durable. It's kind of indoor-y like feeling, but it plays like not completely like an indoor ball.
It's a little bit more hefty on the heavier side.
Yeah,
of
it's a
balls.
little heavier.
What's definitely say compared to like other lighter balls, but I mean it's perfectly fine. Like if you can really push a pickleball in like that and it pops out, that just shows how durable the ball is.
Yeah, it has like an indoor-y like feel, but it doesn't play too like indoor like the indoor like bounce is like very slow like low. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with it. Like I wouldn't think it's like a Lifetime level, but I think you can play with it if you care about like your ball cracking all the time or breaking. I think this was
Especially out in the cold during the winter season.
well, we haven't tested in the cold yet.
yeah. We
But I
only
don't
played
think it would
indoor.
crack.
Yeah, so I think if you're looking for a durable like ball and then no one's gonna steal your ball because it has pickles on it, it's like they know it's not theirs. So
Yeah.
Honestly, that wouldn't stop me though.
Honestly, that would have.
Stealing is bad.
actually,
Don't
I
do that,
need to check
kids.
my. I got a call, so I think it might have hanged up.
So, anyways, to the next topic.
Now it's full space.
Good.
We'll end it off with this last question: cats or dogs?
Cats or dogs?
I'm a big dog guy. I have 2 dogs at home. So.
What dogs do you have?
I have my little sweetheart Tyler. He's a husky, a Labrador pit mix, and then another dog was a stray dog off the street that my dad found, and then basically took him off the street. He's got his shots, got his name, and everything like that. The other dog name is Lucky, but I'm a dog guy for sure. I love my dog.
For sure.
Okay, my girlfriend is a pet addict. She has like 2 cats, 1 dog, and like
A snake.
3 hamsters. And then she has like a little gray cat named Munchlax. I chose the name.
Munchlax. That's a cool Pokemon.
And then she has a other Siamese-looking cat named Toki, and she has a Sheltie named Benji.
Benji.
So cats are definitely more chill
Some.
if there's no food involved. But then I think I'm now a dog guy. back to a dog guy because the cats just jump up everywhere and like
Scratch
try to eat
you.
your food and whatnot, and it's just so annoying. I
agree.
think her dog barks a lot and stuff, but I think that's better than like actively like jumping all the counters and eating your like you can't even eat in peace.
Yeah, just always lurking around.
I was almost converted because I chose Munchlax out of the shelter, and he was like really small and cute, and I was like, oh, this is a cute cat. Like, but then
That big.
once they grow, he's still small, but a lot more annoying now.
Yeah. I'd say for me, I'm more of a dog guy, but I did like there was a stray cat in front of my house for like several days. Every time I would walk to the bus in high school, it would follow me. So I was like, all right, if he's back at my house after the 4th day, I'm gonna just take him in and see how it is. But the cat was very sick. It was shedding a lot, and it was hard to take care of. So I'm more of a dog guy. I have a dog at home. Her name's Coco Chanel Joe. She's tough. She's like a 20-pound Yorkie though, so it's abnormal. But
So kind of heavy, right?
Yeah. So
Extremely
I
heavy.
still love her though.
I'm definitely a dog guy. My dog, also a Yorkie, named Sky, but completely different than Alex's Yorkie. Like,
All right, thank you for watching another episode of Dink About It podcast. Like, comment, and
follow. I mean, subscribe.
I need 500 subscribers to get monetized.
Let's do it. Y'all can do it.
All right, we're done.